kind of scheduling is what really hurts.
It is. The PBC is not helping matters any. The PBC is a good thing for fans in the way that it's brought free fights back to the public, to broadcast TV, which is great. That's fantastic. I'm happy for it, But especially after ESPN canceled, their fights. But from what I understand, they may be bringing some back. Like once a month, they're going to have a ESPN fight night or something. I'm not sure yet. I'll know more once I'm with ESPN. Technically, I'll have a lot better inside scoop on stuff like that. But especially considering I'm going to be one of the main boxing analysts. So if ESPN covers anything, it'll be me and Dan, and you got Nigel Benn too, does a little bit of stuff. When Jim Capel does some stuff for him, but not much. The Fight Serve Boxing MMA show will be the first boxing or MMA-based show to ever be on ESPN radio. I'm proud of that. All right. Now, is that all I'm doing? No, I'm going in there. I'm doing a morning show for them too. I'm covering the Cleveland area pro teams, which means I got to cover. I'm actually covering Columbus. The Columbus, I don't even know the Blue Jackets. Is that the name of the hockey team, Columbus Blue Jackets? So I'm covering the Pittsburgh Penguins. Listen, guys, I don't know nothing about hockey. I know Sidney Crosby's the best player in Pittsburgh. He's arguably the best player in the league, but you got Alexander Ovechkin, too. I mean, I've studied up on it a little bit here recently. And when I first decided to start Fight Serve up, okay, it was Fight Serve Boxing. And I got to looking, I got tired of fighters being robbed, man. And it happens every day, guys. If you're a young, upcoming fighter and have aspirations of being a professional fighter, make sure you have a manager before you even talk to a promoter. All right? Make sure, because if not, next thing you know, the guy managing you is your promoter's nephew by marriage. All right? And he's getting his full 25%, maybe 40%, up to 40%, all depends. And then they're deducting the fees from you guys. I'm going to give you a little hint. The travel or the training is paid for. It's plus the purse. Now, so many boxers don't even know that it's fought 25, 30 professional fights. Now, I just let the cat out of the bag, but you know what? I'm a manager. I manage boxers. I manage MMA fighters as well. And I got two female MMA fighters that are phenomenal. You see the one I had as the cover photo for a little while, Andrea Lee, Professor?
No, I didn't.
With the cowboy hat on, tilted to the side. That's Andrea KGB Lee, guys. She won 4 awards in MMA awards last year. I mean, she's a up-and-coming phenomenal superstar, and she fights in the flyweight divisions, which is 125 between the two divisions that the UFC has, which I'm fine with her never going to the UFC because I have a big issue with the UFC and the way they treat their fighters as well. The pay scale is very minuscule in comparison to the revenue. And yes, like the professor said, the biggest reason the UFC is so successful is the promotion. All right? They got a very good business-minded man that runs the company, all right? There's the COO of the company. The CEO of the company is Lorenzo Fertitta, all right, which is a super guy. I mean, his son and Snoop Dogg's son was on the same high school football team. One of them was the number 2 ranked player in the nation. One was number 4 ranked player in the nation. Needless to say, they won over the number 1 team in the country. I think you may have seen the thing on ESPN, Professor, whenever they did about Snoop Dogg's son, the wide receiver, that went on to UCLA.
Yeah. Very surprising.
Yeah.
When I first heard that he had a son who was that good an athlete.
Well, he's not there no more. Yeah, his career's over.
Good enough to be recruited for major colleges.
Yeah, USC, UCLA, Alabama, Georgia, you name it, was after him. And he went to UCLA because so did Lorenzo Fertitta's son. You know what I mean? The one that owns UFC. His son went there too, and he started at quarterback this year. And his last name is not Fertitta, guys. His last name is, I'm trying to think of his last name, Ely or Keely, or I don't remember, something like that. But Fertitta is not the original. It's a name that they've taken. A lot of people don't know that like we got these names, these monikers we use on the radio and stuff, but that's pretty popular in this business, very popular in this business. Most people use it, like Rachel Blaze, for instance, Cage Side Submission Guy. All them guys use these handles for a reason. And the more popular, I just started the Fight Serve radio account on Twitter, and it picked up over 200 followers in 15 minutes because of the listeners we have. We do have a lot of listeners. I want to thank all of our listeners out there. I don't care if you're as far, west from here or far east from here as New Zealand, or west, depending on which way you want to go. The world, it is round, but or if you're as far west as New Zealand, all the way around the globe. Now, I want to thank every one of y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. I know y'all probably don't get to go to Xfinity and spend your money and get us paid. I know you ain't going to Just Beds with a commercial I played a little bit ago, because that's a local thing here in the CSRA. But guys, if y'all hear us run a commercial, please do not forget, all right, to mention promo code FightServe. All right, that's on all boxing episodes we do. Is promo code FightServe. Now, if it's a show I do by myself, it's promo code KCP. But that's irrelevant here. FightServe is a show that's co-hosted with the professor or whoever I may be co-hosting with, because there's times that the professor is not able to be there. There'll be times that I can't be there at certain times of some shows, depending on what it is, And, is boxing dead? It's not dead, guys. It's still here. It's still surviving. The investment company behind the PBC is about to buckle. I'm not going to lie. When I say buckle, they're not going bankrupt, but they're about to give up on this idea of Heyman's. I'm telling you. They ain't but so long somebody's going to keep pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into something. They approved him for what, $450 million, something like that, Professor? And to put into this PBC thing, and it's not exactly setting the world on fire. I'm going to tell you what, if it was, we would not be getting ready to watch Thurman and Porter. I promise you that, guys. And I'm willing to bet you that's on Showtime. They haven't announced it yet, but I will bet you it's on Showtime. What do you think, Professor?
Well, let's just say this. When one of the major stars retires, people have always talked about how boxing will die. They said this after Muhammad Ali. Mm-hmm. They said after Sugar Ray Leonard retired, etc. But somehow boxing survives. However, MMA has really cut into the kind of fans who would otherwise be watching boxing. Mm-hmm. And I think that sometime in the future, boxing will undergo some reforms, possibly like the kind that I outlined, or at the very worst, if the balkanized organizations learn to start making better matches, and instead of trying to protect their cash cow from ever really competing, I think that boxing can make a big recovery. It'll never be as popular as it was at its height, because essentially it's the same kind of fans who want to watch all of these combat-type sports. But much of the harm that boxing is unpopularity that it's experiencing is due to the way it is run.
Amen, Professor. Amen. I got Joy shouting in my ear, guys. We got 5 seconds. We got a commercial, and we'll be right back. We enjoy it. That's promo code FightServe. Don't forget, when you call Xfinity, to tell them it's promo code FightServe.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing, Americans? This is the Prophet. And you know what the Prophet says. The Prophet goes. And I'm here to tell y'all about a good deal from Xfinity.com. That's right, from Xfinity. $29.95 per month for Xfinity Internet with speeds up to 3 megabytes per second. Wow! That is amazing. That's fast. That's blazing fast, as a matter of fact. Fastest available internet service? Yes. Check. Satellite? No. Wow? No. Time Warner? No. 8 times faster in-home Wi-Fi speeds? Yes. Check. Wow? No. Time Warner? No. Satellite? No. How about millions of Wi-Fi hotspots available throughout the world? No. Check for Xfinity. Most on-demand TV shows and movies are on your own mobile devices? Check. That's right. Most live sports on TV? Check. Who do you want to go to? Who do you want to check out? That's right, Xfinity.com, guys. Go to Xfinity.com today and get signed up for X1 and get that internet service at $29.95 a month. 1-855-418-4775. You heard me. 1-855-418-4775. There's no term contract required. There's no early termination fee.
Hello everybody, we're back. It's KCP, KC Property in the house, and I got the professor with me tonight. We're talking a little boxing, and is boxing dead? Rest in peace, Money Mayweather is gone. Can boxing survive? As the professor said a moment ago, every time the megastar in boxing steps away, we hear these same questions. Is this era different? That's the question, really. That's what you really need to think about if you ask me. And why is that? And I think a lot of it has to do with Dana White, Lorenzo Fertitta, and guys like Conor McGregor in the UFC, guys like John Jones, women like Ronda Rousey, women like Misha Tate, women like Holly Holm, women that have started in boxing. Actually, a lot of them have. No, Rousey didn't. She's a judo specialist that actually won a silver medal in the Olympics. And Holly Holm fought 18 world title fights between kickboxing and boxing. So whatever brain surgeon told Ronda to go in there and stand and bang with her needed to lose his job immediately. And a lot of y'all know that I tweeted out to Ronda Rousey and told her, I said, honey, if you want to win the next time you fight her, give us a call. But, you can go on and watch some of her boxing techniques. Her boxing techniques are terrible. They're horrendous. She don't need to be in there trying to box with Holly Holm. Not a woman that has fought Mia St. John in the ring, Christy Martin in the ring, women like that. Layla Ali, Ann King. This girl's been in the ring with some legends of the sport of boxing. So I think she's going to handle Ronda Rousey fairly easy. And I'm sure the professor would agree if they strap on 4-ounce gloves and they start swinging away, toe to toe, Holly Holm's going to beat her every time. Holly Holm's a world-class boxer, plain and simple. And that's why whenever you heard about Mayweather and Rousey getting it on, yeah, if she gets him to the ground in a grappling match, she may submit him with an arm bar or something, sure. She would have Holly Holm. But when you're going to stand and trade, she don't have a snowball's chance in hell. I hear people talk about Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. Guys, listen to me. Say what you want about Floyd. Call him a runner, a hugger, a track star, or Dancing with the Stars kind of guy, as Oscar did, but he schools this kid in the boxing ring, man. Plain and simple, he schools him. He hits him with that check hook probably 64 times over the course of the fight, at least. That's 5 over 5 per round. I would say he scores that many easy. But one thing I will say about McGregor is he has brought boxing to MMA. And what I mean by that is he is a superior striker and believes timing beats speed. And he's right. It's an old boxing philosophy that a lot of people don't know, that was developed as your smaller fighters were fighting in the heavyweight division. Guys started using it against Mike Tyson, for instance. You needed timing to beat Tyson. They said, well, Buster Douglas used it to a T. I mean, he perfected it against him that night in February 1990. Holyfield's seen it before that and told the public he could beat him. A lot of people don't know they were actually signed to fight June of 1990. That contract was signed, sealed, and delivered. It was ready to go until he lost to Douglas, which is the second largest upset in combat sports history. Fourth largest upset in sports history, gambling sports history. There was only one sports book carried the fight, and they listed Tyson as high as 420-1. He's called 42-1 on most of you places you read about it and stuff like that. Say he was a 42-1 favorite. Guys, he was a much damn bigger favorite than that to beat Buster Douglas. And depending on who's counting the count, yes, it was a 13-second count. But if you want to know the actual facts of it, if that ref looks at him and tells him 7 seconds, 6 seconds prior to when he did, Buster still getting up. Okay, so I don't want to hear that, he beat Buster and it was a long count set. But the truth of the matter is, Buster was fine. He got